Hello champions, I welcome you all to score 360 out of 360 in NEET Bio within 250 days, and I promise today is the last lecture of evolution. So today we are going to deal with origin and evolution of man, which is supposed to be boring according to your NCERT, but let me tell you children, it's not boring at all. If you think so, I'm going to change your thinking also, okay? And now what all did we cover in our previous session? We spoke about evolution of organisms, the different eras, evolution of plants, evolution of reptiles, kind of a complicated topic. I won't say so many questions came from this, but yeah, 5 to 7 questions came, and we solved at least 4, 5, right? But we can never say when will be the next time that the question could come, and we have to be prepared for that, which is why I took the whole class in detail. You have to go through the class in 2x speed if you want, but listen to the class, try to solve the questions by yourself and think of what questions could arise as well. And now if you want the PDF the same, you can join our WhatsApp channel. Now what all number of questions came? In the previous year, 4 number of questions came from this chapter. So 4 into 4 for all the correct answers, 16 marks. Not something that I can miss or you can miss. So we have to study this chapter. Obviously, we have already completed. I remember my queries, I gave you homework. I hope you did it. Let's see. So diversification in plant life appeared. The question says, why do you think that different varieties of plants have come? Okay, there were algae, then from algae you got bryophytes, then pteridophytes, then gymnosperms, angiosperm. Was it a result of evolution? Did it take so long? Okay, so was it due to long periods of evolutionary changes, or was it due to abrupt mutation? The mutation that has just occurred in the DNA. There's some changes in the DNA, and that had led to this huge diversification that you see today. Or is it because they suddenly came on Earth like that? Or by seed dispersal it happened? What was the actual reason? This came in 2004. Can you imagine? This type of questions also come. So we have to be prepared, even though we do not think that it will come, but yeah. So it is because of long periods of evolutionary changes that you got these many different varieties or different diversities among plants, my dear children. Okay, so don't go right due to abrupt mutation. It's not like that. Okay, mutations, yes, it has arisen and also given rise to variations, but then it took so long. It was not a fast process. The diversification took so long, and obviously that's why this is the correct answer, because long periods are mentioned over here. Yeah. Now, okay, so this was what we were studying, and in the previous session we spoke that how invertebrates came along, and where did we stop? We stopped over here. That is basically 65 million years ago the dinosaurs tend to be disappeared. Okay, they tend to disappear. Until then it was said that reptiles were dominating. Dinosaurs comes under reptiles, okay, and it was said that reptiles, all of them, were dominating over the earth. From reptiles came birds. You saw that sauropsids, they gave rise to birds. And then there was one more category of reptiles, synapsids, which gave rise to mammals. When mammals came, they started dominating the world. Okay, now you have to know the answer to the question, that is, how did man evolve? You're talking about animals, ma'am. You're talking about different type of animals. You're not talking about this animal that is a human being. How did that particular animal evolve? So basically the story continues. So 65 million years ago this happened. Now let's leave 50 million years ago like that, and let's come to this particular area. Now it is 15 million years ago. I'm talking about 15 million years ago. Rest of the period, let's just skip it. Okay, so 15 million years ago, I say there are 2 different type of organisms that you saw. One was Dryopithecus and the second one was Ramapithecus. Okay, one was Dryopithecus and the second one was Ramapithecus. And as you see, the name Rama or everything sounds like a human being, right? So this particular group of organisms had a facial structure, had a body structure, kind of more ape-like. Okay, they had ape-like body structure and things like that. Whereas when you talk about Ramapithecus, they had human-like body structure. I'm not saying exactly they were looking like humans, no, but they had something that was a bit common to humans. Okay, so 15 million years ago, Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus were seen, where Dryopithecus, as I said, they had more ape-like features, whereas on the other hand, Ramapithecus, they had more man-like features. Okay, and there were certain common things among them. What were those common things? That is, both were hairy and walked like gorillas and chimpanzees. Okay, so it was not like they were the Ramapithecus was walking like this. No, children, all of them, as you see, they were walking on their using their forelimbs, hind limbs for walking like this, like gorillas and chimpanzees. So do you think that a question could arise from this? Yes. There's true for questions that arises from this, and you cannot skip all this small bit of information, which is why even I am acting and show you that this is how they moved. Okay, so 15 million years ago, last was 65 million years ago, that is the data that we had. Then we skipped it. We skipped all those years and we came to 15 million ago. Then we had what children? Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus. So Dryopithecus, you can remember like chimpanzee's face and all, it's like dry, they have dry skin, they have dry hair. So you can think like that. Okay, so Dryopithecus had more ape-like features, whereas Ramapithecus had more man-like features. But one of them, it's like man-like features, they were exactly not men, right? Now over here, if you see, if you're asked about what is the common feature among them, both were hairy children and they walked like gorillas and chimpanzees. Now, we are going to escape this guy out. Okay, we are going to talk about this particular lineage, what happened to Ramapithecus, because we want to talk about man, right? So Ramapithecus, if you see over here, they went ahead and almost 3 to 4 million years ago came our Australopithecus. Okay, what do you call it? Australopithecus. So you might be thinking, is it because they were found in Australia? No, children. I want to tell one more very important thing. All this thing that you see over here, okay, it was happening in East Africa. Where was it happening, children? It was happening in East Africa. So we are tend to be evolved from Africans. We all were Africans once. Okay, so it was in East Africa where all this thing were happening. So Ramapithecus also in East Africa itself, okay, by 3 to 4 million years ago formed Australopithecus. Okay, and now what was the feature of Australopithecus? If this was man-like, it had man-like features, and obviously it would have more man-like features because you're evolving into a man, right? So obviously it had it. So they were bipedal. Bipedal as in they used their 2 legs for walking. Okay, now they have started officially walking around. Okay, and I'm not saying they were erect and things like that. They were just walking. They were just walking. I'm not saying they were standing straight and walking around, not like that. Now, if you talk about their brain capacity has always improved better. So it was 500 cc, the cranial capacity. Cc stands for cranial capacity. So it was 500 cc, my dear children. Okay, now going ahead, what did we have, children? Next thing, that is height. If you talk about the height, it was not taller than 4 feet. So their height was almost 4 feet, not beyond that. They were like small people. Now, again, Ethiopia and Tanzania is the place where they were more found better. Okay, so from Ramapithecus, who came? Australopithecus. Okay, 3 to 4 million years ago, what was their unique features? They were bipedal and they had 500 cc brain. That is, the cranial capacity was just 500. Was not just 500, it is 500, which is a huge number. Now, height. Okay, I see a glitch. Just a second. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, I think it's fine now. Yeah, so this was their feature. Now, do you think that it will stop there? No, we have to make human-like features. Now, more humans should be coming along. Why is it not coming now? Okay. So, Australopithecus, if we go ahead, they gave rise to Homo habilis. Okay, 2 million years ago, Homo habilis. So, we started off with 15 million years ago. What did we have, children? We had these 2 guys. That is Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus. Dryopithecus more ape-like, Ramapithecus more human-like. Ramapithecus now, they evolved, and then almost 3 to 4 million years ago, you found Australopithecus, which had 500 cc brain. They were bipedal now. They were walking around now with the 2 feet. And what was the feature? What was the next feature that we had? What they had? Height was not taller than 4 feet, and they were found in Ethiopia and Tanzania, which is like East Africa itself. Okay. Going ahead, they gave rise to Homo habilis 2 million years ago, and I am going to tell you they had the first hominid features. They were the proper man-like features were found over there, and obviously their brain had also evolved. Now it was 650 to 800 cc brain. So it was 650 to 800. 500 was there over here. Now it is 650 to 800 cc brain. Now the thing with them was that they were not much interested in meat. Okay, so they were excellent tool makers. They used to make tools. They were evolving with their brain now. So when their brain evolves, you might have children also playing puzzles. So over there also, they were also excellent tool makers. So I call them tool makers only. Okay, these guys, no, they used to make tools for for a lot of different things, but they were not doing something that is, they were not going for hunting and killing the animals around there. They were just eating fruits, and they were like papa people. Okay, so Homo habilis, they were like papa people which were there. It was 2 million years ago. Okay, so we say no, with the world that we are in, we are made cruel. So similarly to them also, they also became cruel a bit later on. Okay, so 2 million years ago you got Homo habilis. This is the first hominid features. Hominid as in human-like. So they also had human features, but I'll say the first prominent features were found over here. This is also human-like. Grammaticus are also human-like, but they had the first paka hominid features. They were very much close. Okay, so they didn't eat meat, children, and they ate fruits. Going ahead, over here, 1.5 million years ago, rising from them, you had Homo erectus. Now, Homo erectus, the name suggests they had an erect body. They had an erect body, and the brain also, as you can see, has developed. It was 650 to 800, now it has become 900 cc brain. And these guys, when their brain started developing, they're like, what? I do not need fruits, I need certain meat. So they were the people who started eating meat, my dear children. Okay, they started eating meat, they started hunting down along the people and things like that. Okay, not the people, basically animals. Yeah, and they were also called Java men. Why do you call Java men? Because I told you all of this was happening in Africa, but a few among them, they moved to different countries like Philippines, China and things like that. And in Philippines you had some Java, some place like known as Java. Okay, so the fossils of them were found in Java region, which is why they were also known as Java men or pecking men, pecking for Beijing. Okay, as I said, they were found in China also. Okay, so these guys, they move around, they moved around, and they were also known as Java men. Please remember that. There's the year mentioned in your NCERT. When we read your NCERT, we'll come to that. So 1.5 million years ago, what did we have, children? We had Homo erectus, who had good brain. Okay, they had their brain capacity eventually increased. It was 900 cc brain. Cool. Now, before going ahead, I want you to try it out. So, first we had Dramapithecus, agree? Then Australopithecus, okay, this was year 3-4 million years ago. Then 2 million years ago, you had your Homo habilis. Then you had 1.5 million years ago, you had Homo erectus. Okay, what was their feature? They had hairy, they were walked like gorilla and things like that. Australopithecus, they became bipedal. The cc of the brain was 500 cc. Okay, the cc of the brain was 500 cc. Were like 4 feet tall, not more than that. Okay, they were just 4 feet tall, not more than that. Apart from that, anything else? I think as of now, I'll think for that. Okay, now going ahead, Homo habilis. Homo habilis, if you talk about them, then their brain, obviously their cranial capacity increased. So it was 650 to 800 cc. Okay, talking about something else, did they eat meat, children? No, they were the first human-like. Pakka human-like features were in them. Okay, pakka human-like features were in them, and they ate fruits. They were excellent tool makers. They said no to meat. They said no to meat. Then you had Homo erectus. Obviously, the brain size has to increase, 900 cc. Now, since their brain size increased, they said fruits, we cannot rely on that. We need meat. So they ate meat, children. They ate meat. Okay, and they were known as Java men because their fossils were found in Java. This is a region in Philippines. Okay. Now, Homo erectus. If I go ahead from Homo erectus, there was a thing about them. They were again evolutionarized into something else with something else. I'm saying something else which is not mentioned in your NCERT, and this something else basically got evolutionarized into 2 other things. So until now, as I said, most of the things were happening in East Africa. Okay, were happening in East Africa, Tanzania, Ethiopia, a lot of places like that. Some of them moved to other areas, Philippines and things like that. Now, the thing was that certain organisms among them, okay, they moved to European regions. They moved to European regions, they moved to Asia, things like that. Whereas certain other organisms were still in Africa. Okay, they were still in Africa, and I am saying from Homo erectus only we got something, and this something is the one that is going around everywhere. Okay, so in European things and things like that, you call these organisms, or basically man-like features who had, you call them Neanderthalans. So I'm not writing over here, but okay, to not make you confused, because I am also getting confused the whole process. Homo erectus, basically I can say some of them they stayed in Africa itself, they evolutionized there, whereas some went to Europe, went to Asia, and they got evolutionized there. Okay, and we are going to talk about their story now. So the first guy, Homo erectus, they got evolutionized to Homo neanderthalensis. Okay, what do you call it? Homo neanderthalensis. Neander is a place where they were found, which is why it was known as Homo neanderthalensis. Neanderthalensis. Okay, now these guys, they came around 1 lakh to 70,000 years ago. So it was 1.5 million years ago. Now they were spotted almost 1 lakh to 70,000 years ago. Okay, and the brain size they had increased to 1400 cc. The brain size was increased to 1400 cc, and these were the people who were like, we cannot show off our body, we have to cover our body. So they started covering their body, they started protecting their body, and they also used to bury their dead. How did the people come to know that? Because when fossils and everything were taken, they found that, okay, they were all buried in the same format, probably because they might have followed some religion or something, they might have something in common. Okay, so this was happening on one side. Okay, and where were they found, children? They were found in Europe, Asia, Asian countries and stuff like that. Okay, and during this point of time, no, it was too cold. It was too cold around there. Okay, so they had said to survive the ice age and everything over there. Okay, and as I said, their brain capacity was good and everything was good. Okay, but then there was a competition also. Okay, as I said, there were certain ones which stayed in Africa itself and evolved there. Those were, where is it? Yeah, those were the modern Homo sapiens. Even though they were quite similar in some aspects, you had certain differences as well. Okay, when were they found? Almost 75,000 to 10,000 years ago. Okay, when were they found? They were found almost 1 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh to 70,000 years ago, and these guys were found almost 75,000 to 10,000 years ago. So almost for 5,000 years they were commonly found there, and during this 5,000 years they used to compete with each other. They used to mate with each other, but eventually who won the race? It was the modern Homo sapiens who won the race, and that's how we evolved. We are Homo sapiens. So we obviously have evolved from them and them together, because yes, mating had happened, everything was happening, but they were supposed to be, they were the ones which were more stronger in some or the other way, which is why they were able to, outcast them. Okay, so first thing, lots of them were killed towards the end, because as I said, they were found only during this particular time. Okay, they were killed by them probably, and they used to mate with them as well, such that after mating and everything, you had so many of them. Okay, because obviously the dominant ones were them only, so all the organisms which were born had the characteristics of them. That's how we have evolved. So if you are getting confused, I'll make it easy for you. Homo erectus was there. They had 900 cc of brain and everything. They ate meat. They were Java men. They were already moving around areas. Okay. Now from Homo erectus is not given in your NCERT, but you had something else also who gave rise to these two organisms. Okay. We had Homo neanderthalensis. Okay, which moved around to Europe, Asia and things like that, and they were found from 1 lakh to 70,000 years ago. They had 1400 cc brain. Okay, they used to protect their body, they used to bury their own people, things like that happened. Okay, so they were all sustaining, they went through the ice age and everything, they were able to combat everything. On the other hand, you had Homo sapiens also in East Africa. Okay, and these organisms was there spotted from 75,000 to 10,000 years ago, and it is believed that these guys, they had fight and things like that, they used to kill each other, but eventually they won. It was the Homo sapiens, the modern Homo sapiens, who won, and that's how we have evolved from them. That is what is said. Now these years that is being mentioned over here, it's very much important. Questions have come. Whatever I've written, the brain capacity, the cranial capacity is also important, so you have to learn it. Okay, there is no way that you can skip it. We have to learn it, my dear children. Okay, so Ramapithecus, Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, Homo sapiens. And now once you read your NCERT, it becomes all the more clear. Okay, chalo, let's read NCERT. So about 15 million years ago, primates called Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus were existing. Cool. They were hairy and walked like gorillas and chimpanzees. Ramapithecus was more man-like, whereas Dryopithecus was more ape-like. Few fossils of man-like bones have been discovered in Ethiopia and Tanzania. Okay, so their fossils were found over here, suggesting that they might be probably there. These revealed hominid features, that is human-like features, leading to the belief that about 3 to 4 million years ago, man-like primates walked in eastern Africa. They were probably not taller than 4 feet, but walked upright. Okay, and who were those children? Australopithecus. Okay, they were Australopithecus. Now, 2 million years ago, Australopithecines probably lived in eastern African grasslands. So, over here I have written it is Homo habilis. Basically, what do you mean by this term? The organisms who were the members of Australopithecus. They are known as Australopithecines. Okay, they were the members. Now, these members only have evolved to what? Homo habilis. So 2 million years ago, you're talking about Homo habilis over here. Evidence shows that they hunted with stone weapons, but essentially ate fruit. They were the people who ate fruit. Some of the bones among the bones which were discovered were different. Okay, some things were different. Okay, this creature called the first human-like being, the hominid, was called Homo habilis. So this were the member of Australopithecines. So this was the member of Australopithecus, and you had a specific year mentioned over here. So you're talking about Homo habilis only. Okay, do not get confused. The brain capacities were between 650 to 800 cc. They probably did not eat meat. Okay, they were not people who were liking meat much. Now, fossils discovered in Java in 1981. I told you, right? Java is a place in the Philippines, and over there in 1891. Revealed the next stage, that is Homo erectus, about 1.5 million years. Homo erectus had a large brain around 900 cc. Okay, so 900 cc, their brain capacity, cranial capacity has increased. I was reading gook. Can you imagine that? Oh my god. Okay. Now, Homo erectus probably ate meat, I already told you. Now, Neanderthal man with a brain size of 1400 cc lived in near East and Central Asia between these many years. Okay, so I have made a very big mistake over here, which I have to correct now itself. Okay. It was not. Okay, now it's fine. It's 40,000. So they were staying up for more years together. Okay, it was not 70,000, it was 40,000. Cool. Okay. Okay, they were from this many years. They used hides to protect their body and buried their dead. Okay, Homo sapiens arose in Africa. I told you in Africa there were people who were staying back, right? So they were there, Homo sapiens were the people, and moved across continents and developed into distinct races. During Ice Age between 75,000 to 10,000 years ago, modern Homo sapiens arose. So during this particular point of time, modern Homo sapiens were told to be arose. Okay, they were found. So it was in Africa where they were evolving, where these people were evolving around Europe and Asia. These guys were also moving around. That's how they met, they fought, and they killed others. That's how everything happened. But yes, this is the thing. Now, prehistoric cave art developed about 18,000 years ago. One such cave paintings by prehistoric humans can be seen at Bhimbetka rock shelter in Raisin district of Madhya Pradesh. So these guys used to do cave paintings as well, and that is what you could find in what? Bhimbetka. Will you remember it? Bhimbetka rock shelter. Where is it? In MP. Bhimbetka rock shelter in MB, Raisin district of MP. Okay. Now, agriculture came around what time, children? 10,000 years ago. Now, this is also an important question. Agriculture, when did it come? It came around 10,000 years back. Okay. Over here, humans were there around 10,000 years ago. Not humans, basically Homo sapiens, modern Homo sapiens. And then came us and everything. Okay, we are also Homo sapiens only. But yes, we are different lineages coming around them, right? Now, agriculture, if it was asked when it has arisen, basically 10,000 years back it has arisen. Okay, and human settlements are also started during this particular point of time. The rest of what happened is a part of human history of growth and decline of civilization. So please remember Bhimbetka Rock in Raisen district, in the case of MP, you found this prehistoric humans cave painting. Okay, fine. So that is it. You have to remember this, the years, okay, not the years, basically, yeah, the years, and also the cranial capacity. That is also very much important. Okay, I seem very confused. Why? I don't know. Okay, chalo, let's do the questions and understand things much more better. So over here, match the hominids with their correct brain size. So Homo habilis is there. You have to tell its brain size. Homo habilis is the first one with the Homo category, right? So Homo habilis is the first human-like being. Okay, human-like being. That's why Homo term came. So it had the lowest one, so it was be 650 to 800. If it was 500, don't go ticking around 500. 500 is for Australopithecus. Okay. Now, Homo neanderthalensis, what was their brain size? Homo erectus, Homo sapiens. You try to find out and tell me. I'll tell the answers towards the end of the video. Okay. So tell me the answer for this. This came in NEET 2019. Going ahead, which of the following statements is correct about the origin and evolution of men? Agriculture came around 50,000 years back. No, it was 10,000 years back. But yes, you can try to find the right answers. Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus primates existing 15 million years ago walked like men. Homo habilis probably ate meat. Neanderthal men lived in Asia between this and this years back. Again, a question for you to solve. Try it out and let me know. Now, third question. The chronological order of human evolution from early to the recent is what? Okay, what is the correct form? You have given the option. Please try to find the correct answer and let me know. Going ahead, fourth question. What was the most significant trend in evolution of modern man from his ancestors? So what was that significant change that you could find in modern men, that is Homo sapiens, from their ancestors? Shortening of jaws, binocular vision, increasing cranial capacity, upright posture. Upright posture as in like this. This came twice, 2012 and 2011. Now, fifth question. The extinct human who lived 1 lakh to 40,000 years ago in Europe, Asia and parts of Africa with short stature, heavy eyebrows, retreating foreheads, large jaw with heavy teeth, stocky bodies and lumbering gait and stooped posture was what? Homo habilis, Neanderthal human, Cro-Magnon human, Ramapithecus. Tell me. So actually no, initially it was taught like this, that Neanderthal man was there and Cro-Magnon man was there. Cro-Magnon were the one who gave rise to Homo sapiens, and Neanderthals, as I said, they were just existing over there. So this was the usual thing, but now things have changed. This came in 2012. Okay. Always remember, Cro-Magnon human are the ones that are giving rise to Homo sapiens. Okay, chalo, let's do it. Match the following hominids with their brain size. Chalo. Homo habilis, as I said, it's with this 650 to 800. Neanderthalensis, it is according to your book 1400. Homo erectus, it is 900. Homo sapiens becomes 1350 because that is only one left. So the correct answer becomes A goes with 3, B goes with 4 and C goes with 1. Okay, this is the correct answer. Now, which of the following statement is correct about the origin and evolution of men? Agriculture came around 50,000, no children, it is 10,000. Okay, it is 10,000, it is wrong. Now, Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus primates existing 15 million years ago walked like men. They walked like chimpanzees and I showed you that. Homo habilis probably ate meat. No, they were eating fruits. They were excellent tool makers, but they ate fruits. Neanderthal men lived in Asia between these many years. This is very much important. I told you, so many questions have come. This is the correct answer. Now, which was the most significant trend in evolution of modern man from his ancestors? Shortening of jaws, binocular vision, increasing cranial capacity. This is the answer. Okay, they had an increased cranial capacity, which was very much important. Okay, now, Fourth, the chronological order of human evolution from early to recent is Australopithecus, Ramapithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus. This is the correct answer. Okay, you don't have to go for the other options also. First one is itself correct, right? Australopithecus, Ramapithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus. Is it correct? If I say ma'am is correct, don't think like that. You have to try solving it out, my dear children. Ramapithecus will be the one that comes first, then only Australopithecus can come, then only Homo habilis and Homo erectus can come, right? So your correct answer becomes B. Now it's fine. Okay, now okay, the extant human who lived 1 lakh to 40,000 years ago in Europe, Asia and parts of Africa with short stature, heavy eyebrows, protruding foreheads, large jaws, who were those? So basically this year is mentioned and this year is for Neanderthal men. So this becomes your correct answer. Cool? That's why I told you years are important. Now one little homework for my little cuties, and that is, okay, I didn't give the homework. Just give me a second. I will give you the homework right away, okay? Just give me a second. Okay, the question for you guys is, not this, who were known as Javana, no, but not Javan, Java men. Okay, you have to tell me the answer, after which we'll be going forward. Works? So that's all for today. I hope you understood this, and with this we are going to complete evolution. But listen, so you have Diwali holidays for 2 days and then things like that. So you have just what 1 day for this particular week. So I'll be giving you more questions from evolution and also from other chapters for your mock test. So be prepared for it. There will be so many questions coming from this topic. Okay, since it is the last topic and I have so many questions for you to practice. It's a very interesting topic. Since so many questions have come, you deserve to do it as well. Okay. So that's all. So today we are going to complete evolution, my dear little champions. Tomorrow we will be starting off a new chapter. I hope you're excited for that, and I hope that you're really happy, you're not worried about anything, and you're having a jingle life. Yeah. So that's all, children. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you think that this particular video was useful, and if you think that you have certain doubts that you need to ask me, you are most welcome. Ask me in the comment section. Okay. So bye bye. Take care.